I always try to drive through Rancho Santa Fe when I head to the beach because it's just so fun to drive through and see the cool places there.
Oh, you mean and like wish you kind of
Yeah, oh yeah, I do a lot of wishing. Yeah.
Afford a house there. I can't wait to see that piece, by the way.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Good morning, everyone. So glad you're here. I'm Eric Connor.
I'm Stella Escobedo. Let's go ahead and check in with Netta. Well, I'm just going to say that our weather is kind of interesting today.
It's interesting. Yeah, we do have a lot of different things happening. A little bit of rain that we're watching. Look, that's snow over by Big Bear. Will this get to us? I'll time it for you. Yes, we'll get some light moisture out of the mix. The bigger picture, there's a lot more rain to the north of us. So this atmospheric river wrapping up, but it will get to San Diego. I'll let you know when. And then the warm up all coming up in your forecast. Jenny.
Well, the one thing we're focusing on are the crashes because there are a few. I'll just mention this one because it is causing a backup. North on the 5, right before you hit East Street, Chula Vista area. That second lane is blocked. You are down to about 32 miles an hour for a couple mile stretch.
Developing this morning, there is a new push to address the sewage along our border. It's a problem we have seen for many, many years. Look at this mess.
It has led to endless beach closures, and now the EPA is reviewing a number of projects to address this ongoing pollution. News 8's Evan Ronnie live in Imperial Beach with a closer look at all this, including new reaction this morning from the city's mayor. Evan?
Yeah, good morning to both of you, Stella and Eric. We just spoke with the mayor of Imperial Beach, Serge Dedina, who told us about what an important plan this is. We have talked about, as you mentioned, how for more than a decade that sewage water from Tijuana has made its way up north through Imperial Beach, through most of the South Bay and up the California coast, an issue that has really plagued much of the South Bay and kept those beaches closed for too many days. Now, moving forward, this is a plan that likely won't break ground until about 2023. Nonetheless, Mayor of Imperial Beach, Serge Dedina, says that this is an important plan, a plan that the EPA should definitely secure that funding for, and that should help Imperial Beach.
The EPA has thrown out their proposal to solve the Tijuana sewage crisis, and we're very happy with it. It's a comprehensive solution that addresses problems on both sides of the border, diversion infrastructure, and then investing in water reuse and key fixes in Mexico that they could get things going really soon. So we're very happy with it. It's a comprehensive plan. It's going to go a long way to fixing this mess that has plagued us for so long.
Now, keep in mind that this is still a tentative plan from the EPA. They say they hope they can break ground by 2023 on the projects that would include installing a pump next to the Tijuana River to suck polluted water before it makes its way to the U.S. coastline. The upgrades would also include a new facility to treat that diverted water. Currently, large volumes of wastewater are discharged into the Pacific Ocean as Tijuana treatment facilities have fallen into disrepair. And of the $630 million plan, the U.S. would likely end up paying about 90% of it. Now, the plan would not include addressing when heavy rain comes through. That is still a part of the moving forward, is how to address that specifically. But this is a dry weather plan in just the day-to-day mix of how to prevent those Tijuana waste facilities from allowing that water to make its way to the South Bay. Again, if this were to move forward in 2023, the eventual end of construction would not be until about 2030. So a long plan, a plan that would last quite a while. But Serge Dedina said he is hopeful that a lot of the kind of beginning stages are already in the works. For now in Imperial Beach, I'm Evan Irani, News 8.
Thank you. Emotional reunions across the country. Families that were separated by border restrictions are finally seeing each other for the first time in nearly 2 years. The border reopened to vaccinated, non-essential travelers yesterday. We talked to a man who drove from Los Angeles to see his family. He crossed the border for the long-awaited reunion. Look.
Very, very excited, yeah, you know, because Thanksgiving is coming.
Wait times at the San Ysidro border were not as bad as expected yesterday. Our team of reporters crossed in just under 2 hours. But it could get busier in the coming weeks and into the holiday season. Well, a decision could come as early as today on an injunction that would put a freeze on enforcing masks in schools in our state. The Let Them Breathe group is seeking that injunction while a lawsuit they filed against the governor and 2 state health officials is pending. The ruling will come from a San Diego Superior Court judge in Vista. Back in September, Let Them Breathe was denied an emergency order to block the state from enforcing the mask rules.
Today, Governor Gavin Newsom is expected to make his first public appearance in about 2 weeks. He is scheduled to speak at the California Economic Summit later this morning. Governor Newsom was supposed to make the trip to the UN Climate Change Summit in Scotland, but had to cancel. His office cited family issues. They also told News 8 the governor has been working at his Capitol office on issues like the port backlog and vaccines for kids. This morning, you're invited to celebrate the Mid-Coast Trolley extension. The project adds 11 miles to the Blue Line, including 9 new trolley stations between Old Town and UTC. This $2.1 billion infrastructure project is one of the largest in county history. It opens for service on November 21st. So a free community appreciation event is being held at the Westfield UTC area today at 11 a.m. Well, today is game day for the Aztecs basketball team. It is the regular season opener.
And there are a number of things to keep in mind if you're going. And News 8's Chris Crow is live on campus of SDSU with everything we need to know. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, and the best thing to know about today is to get to Viejas Arena early because there are going to be a couple banner unveilings for last season's successful run there and the conference title. So going to be something you're going to want to watch, especially obviously if you're an Aztecs fan. Now, head coach Brian Dutcher really excited for this season and the home opener. Their opponent, UC Riverside.
We've challenged ourselves this year, and so when you have these kind of games, you have to have an NBA mentality. So whether we win the opener, drop the second one, we win the first two, drop the third, we just have to play the next game.
And tip-off is at 7 p.m. at Viejas Arena. Now, UC Riverside, no pushover. They went 14-8 last year, 7-3 on the road. So this could be a tricky matchup if San Diego State not focused on this Princeton offense team. Now, the San Diego State, though, no slouch themselves. They've made a couple of NCAA tournament runs, including an entry last year. However, they didn't really get too far, losing to Syracuse. They did finish 23-5 and therefore come in as 13.5-point favorites. But speaking to people who know San Diego State, like some, like one in particular, News 8 producer, Andrew, he says, look, this team needed to get taller, and maybe they listened to him because they did go out and get some bigger players, including a certain Cal transfer who's going to be playing guard for the Aztecs that a lot of people have their eyes on.
I put in a lot of work up at Cal. Didn't necessarily show from a team standpoint, but individually, you know, I had, you know, decent success when it came to, you know, scoring, do whatever, you know, attracts, you know, that type of recognition. But, you know, I'm really looking forward to this year, not just, you know, getting better as a player, but being on a team where we're going to be really successful.
And that was Matt Bradley, who comes in 6'4", 220, but also having averaged more than 18 points for Cal last year. Now, as for the fans attending the game, some other things that you're going to need to know. You're going to need to be wearing a mask at all times unless you are eating or drinking. Plus, proof of a negative COVID test or vaccination records are required for entry as well, too. But there is a handy app that San Diego State is using. You can go to our website, cbs8.com, to learn how to get that app and then also what you need to make sure you are prepared ahead of time. Eric and Stella.
Okay, Chris, thank you. Okay, I know, and you've been talking about some light rain.
Yes.
If they're heading out for the game, do they need an umbrella?
Well, I would say after the game's over, you might need one. Yeah, good call on that. I would say maybe a sweater with a hoodie is probably all you're going to need. We're not talking a downpour by any means. But tonight, yes, light rain is on the way. For now, the view over by the Hotel Del shows a little cloud coverage. It's kind of hazy, mainly over the water. But this view, Otay Mountain, too, looking out towards the east, we're watching for that sun to come up. I love that it's now coming up during our newscast. 6:14 will be our sunrise. I know the sunset is really early, but it helped me go to bed by 7 o'clock last night, so I appreciate it. Look at our view from Mount Soledad looking towards the south, and you see that haze in the air. Now, we do have a bit of marine layer clouds, some high clouds as well, but our afternoon should be sunny. 59 degrees downtown, 55 Poway, 47 in Ramona. So let's take you through your afternoon. For now, the rain's coming into the north. Now, there's a decent amount going right over Mammoth where they're getting snow, Fresno where the rain's coming in. For us here in San Diego, some of those clouds are coming through ahead of the rain that we might see. This is your rain forecast model. It does a pretty good job about timing things out. You see a mainly clear afternoon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, no clouds in the sky. And then by 3, 4, they roll in. By 8, 9, the green shows up. A lot of it's coastal, so over at Viejas, you may not get a drop around that time. And then through the overnight hours, 1, 2 a.m., we'll still see very light, minimal activity. It's pretty scattered too. Early tomorrow when you wake up, most of it will be gone. It might just continue drizzling in the early morning hours while we're on the news, of course, and so we will keep you covered.